Welcome into Titans Today. I'm your host, Brett Alper. Mr. Tom Downey is still out in the Combine, so this week you're going to be hearing from me. And in the middle of all the Combine news, we got some trade news. The Titans have granted Harold Landry permission to seek a trade. Now, this is something that we've been expecting, but now it is official. He is granted permission to seek a trade. But this right here is why you subscribe to the channel. Every time the Titans have any news, rumors, trades, free agency side, we're less than a month away from free agency. We're going to have it covered for you. So hit that subscribe button and we can get started with today's show. So in the midst of the morning, while most people were probably still sleeping, yes, 6:39 a.m., Adam Schefter tweeted this: Titans have granted permission to former Pro Bowl linebacker Harold Landry to seek a trade. Landry started all 17 games last season, finishing with 71 tackles, 9 sacks, 18 pressures, and 4 pass deflections. Pretty good year. The 28-year-old Landry has 31.5 sacks in his last 3 seasons he's played, and he's due a base salary of $17.5 million. Now, this is something, like I said, that we've kind of been expecting. Harold Landry, we did a video, I want to say it was a couple weeks ago for the Titans, and we said one of the top picks to go and create cap space was trade this guy. Get him out of here. This is from Alex Ballantyne from Bleacher Report, and they said the most notable veteran to make a case for in a trade is Harold Landry III. Landry has been the team's best edge defender for a few seasons, but he's looked a step slower since his ACL tear in 2022. The Titans could look to trade him away and upgrade the position as he heads towards his age 29 season. Don't know why you said age 29. Just say he's going into his season at 29 years old. But if we do look at his contract, if traded, this is his cap hit. $23.8 million. That's the second largest on the team, next to Calvin Ridley signing that huge contract a couple years ago. He's due $17.25 million this year. Next year, it's $17.5. But the one big thing that I see on this is that he has no guaranteed money left. So it becomes a prime candidate to be traded, and teams could see that. Ooh, guaranteed. We could take a little shot on him and maybe trade some. Now, for the Titans, this is, like I said, a cap hit of almost $24 million. That's just way too much money to keep him. Way too much. When you have a guy, you're paying Calvin Ridley so much money, and Harold Landry, a little bit on the decline. He's getting up there at age. He's coming off ACL surgery back in 2022. But this is kind of the scenario that I think you either take a pay cut or you get cut. That's what you got to do. And for the Titans, they're going to have to look at trading him. You want to get something back for him, but I personally think if no one trades him by that 6-1 time, I think Harold Landry could be a prime cut candidate for this team. If we look at his last 4 seasons, solid. Really solid. He didn't play in 2022, as you can see, because of the ACL tear, but 2020, 69 tackles. They've basically stayed along the same lines of high 60s, low 70s in tackles, same tackles for losses. But if you notice, the sack numbers are starting to really go down. 12 sacks in 2021, 10.5 sacks 2023, and then only 9 sacks in 2024. Getting a little bit slower. You start to get up there in age, and I think this is time for where you could really trade a guy and get something back before he completely declines, and then you're left with him just walking in free agency with 2 years left on his contract. And like I said, you got to get something. But let me know in the comments. This will be our pinned comment of today's video. Do you want to trade Harold Landry? Type T for trade or type K for keep. Me personally, I'd probably trade him. I'm trying to get something back because I truly think the Titans will probably end up cutting him after the 6-1 to save that $17 million of cap. Now let's take a look at some of the potential trade destinations for Harold Landry. This is what I thought when I first woke up this morning and saw the news. I was like, yeah, number 1 destination, I think, and that's the New England Patriots. Now I was trying to think in my head kind of what are some things that the Titans could get what are some of the potential options the Titans could get in a trade? But this is what I came up with, just a 2025 4th-round pick. Now the Patriots did trade Matthew Judon last year for a 3rd-round pick. I thought maybe the Patriots could throw the Titans a bone here because of the head coach. But the Patriots getting Harold Landry, and I mean, just in my eyes, this really has the Patriots written all over it. They were dead last, 32nd in the NFL in sacks. The pass rush was absolutely terrible. Like I said, you traded away Matthew Judon. You need someone that's going to get to the quarterback, and the Patriots defense, they need someone. This would not hurt them in a sense of cap at all. They have one of the most, I think they have the most cap space in the NFL, around $128 million. So you take that cap hit to $24 million. You only pay Harold Landry $17.5 million. You could still go out there and have an absolute frenzy in free agency. And oh yeah, there's one more little connection here. Who was the head coach a couple years ago for Tennessee? Mike Vrabel. Who played for Mike Vrabel? Harold Landry. This just seems like it's just writing on the wall that this is the perfect spot for Harold Landry. This is a perfect team to trade for a guy, bolster their defense, and just kind of start to rebuild. And it screams all over it. If there's one team, I think it's the Patriots. But another team, and that is the other team that has a terrible pass rush, the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Atlanta Falcons, they were 31st in the league in sacks. Their pass rush is also terrible. They need to add on to Matthew Judon, who wants to get paid. And here's the trade I came up with. Like I said, 4th round, 5th round pick. You're not really going to get much in a trade because everybody's kind of thinking you're going to cut him. The Titans are going to cut Harold Landry. This is kind of the same situation that you see in LA with Cooper Kupp and the Rams. Yes, they made Cooper Kupp available for a trade. But teams aren't going to budge with the cap hit. They know deep down, well, the Titans kind of want to get rid of this guy, so why don't we just wait for post 6-1 and then just try to go out and sign him? Like I said, this is the Rams with Cooper Kupp. They made available for trade. No one wants to trade for him because they know they're going to get cut. And I think that every team is probably just going to go out and wait for him to be a free agent. But this is also one thing. If they're allowing him to go seek a trade and you have the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, could this lead to some foreshadowing with the Titans potentially drafting Penn State edge rusher Abdul Carter? Abdul Carter is an insane talent. And he spoke at the NFL Combine talking about wanting to be that first pick and wanting to play for the Titans. He said about the Titans, I'm impressed with the coaches. I think they're impressed with me. They have the number 1 pick. I want to be the number 1 pick. I'm the best player in the country, and the best player should be selected number 1. Now, I think Jalen Carter is a absolute great talent. Look at these stats. 2024, he's the best edge rusher in the country. 68 tackles, 12 sacks, 66 pressures. He's getting to the quarterback every single play. He's getting pressure on the quarterback. This is a guy that I'm looking at. I watch him, and I'm like, and I don't even like Penn State. I look at him, I'm like, this guy is like Micah Parsons 2.0. Where's the number 11 too? And here's what I think. You can get a generational talent in Abdul Carter, but you still got to take care of that quarterback situation. You got to figure out a quarterback. You have to figure it out. What are you going to do? You're going to draft Cam Ward, draft Shedeur Sanders, or you could go and get a free agent quarterback. Here are the top 10 quarterbacks in free agency. I mean, they are not the best. Sam Darnold is up there. You're going to pay him $40, $35 million. Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. Aaron Rodgers is a good one, but all these guys, they're just kind of mid. Now, like I said, I love Carter, but you have to go quarterback here. You have Cam Ward sitting right there. You're the number 1 pick. You can go Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. Like, you have to figure out the quarterback situation. You don't want to go into 2025 with Will Levis as your quarterback. So here's, before we go, another question that I got to ask you guys. Do you think the Titans should draft a quarterback or draft Abdul Carter or take the best available? Type Y for yes, type N for no if you think the Titans should draft a quarterback. I'm drafting quarterback all the way. Number 1 pick, take Cam Ward, take that guy who's going to be your franchise quarterback, and then you'll be set for the future. But Harold Landry, requesting a trade or not requesting a trade, getting permission. Every single time that we have news, we'll have it right here on Titans Today. Subscribe to the channel, and as always, tighten up.